it wears like kind of earthen colors, kind of unassuming. He prefers it that way. He's earned the nickname the Forgotten. Um, uh, Back when he was in sixth grade, he wasn't picked for a team, and they just keep playing sports, and he never got chosen. So that's where he earned the Forgotten nickname. He kind of took it on himself. Uh, he heard the callings of Orono while he was far away. He spends most of his time in the wild, roaming maps of various things. That's really his one hobby and his one way that he finds connection to the land.
I did mention he's a cliff walk shifter, Thelonious, which you can tell from his yellow goat-like eyes with the elongated horizontal.
Nice. That's pretty good. What program do you use to make that?
Black Desert Online has a really good character creator.
What's it called?
Black Desert Online.
Oh, so you're just using a character creator in a game? That's awesome. That's hilarious. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, oh yeah. Cool. Um,
Uh,
all about Walrus.
What's
he's
your character's name
another.
again? Oh, Valrus. Okay.
VALYRS.
Yeah.
And what kind of shifter is he?
Shifter.
Longtooth.
Oh, Longtooth. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
You guys thought about this way more than I did, so.
You know what? Here, I might have a issue with my connection, and I think I can fix that 1 second.
Okay.
Oh, should I not go?
Yeah, we'll just wait for a
No,
second.
go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I am known as Rend. I sailed the 7 seas as a pirate once. Or there are 8 seas. Yet. I was known far and wide for my rending ability. And once I was caught, brought before the king, he saw use of my talents and saw fit to put me on this special force rather than execute me.
I think you need to try to use the word rend as much as you can in every sentence.
Rend does not like to use the word rend that often.
He will rend anyone who says otherwise.
He would not like it when I get rend.
God. So I am playing Kesper. He is a halfling edgelord, and he acts like every 13-year-old teen does. Very edgy, very cool. Well, he thinks he's cool. And how he got into King Bornin's eyes was just at the right place at the right time. King Bornin's carriage got caught in a mud pit, and Kesper, with his godlike strength, pushed it out. And but that's not what he wants to be known for, not his strength, but more so his edgelord necromancer abilities. And yeah, that's why he's here.
All right. So there's one last thing, a twist, if you will. King Borinel has requested each of your services, but there is a high degree of likelihood that you will not return from this mission. And so each of your characters give me a reason that you would be willing to sacrifice your life in service of Breland.
Well, the king said he would rend if he didn't do it, so Ren doesn't really have a choice.
I have served in the past, and as the wise one said, when destiny calls, the chosen have no choice.
Well, you know, I've spent a long time wandering around the wilds, and you know, I just long for some company once in a while, especially with other shifters. This is so great that we have some other shifters here. You almost never see one of my kind. I just have myself to talk to all the time. So now it's great. I mean, I'm okay to die. I mean, as long as I can spend some company with some people.
Yeah, well, I thought it'd just be cool to do it, you know?
Yeah, this is great. What's your name, Kesper? Kesper? I'm Valrus.
Yeah.
I'm sometimes forgotten, but that's okay because I think you'll remember me now.
Yeah. No, I've had enough of you. Let's go do something cool.
Yeah, Ren, let's do it.
Don't talk to Ren.
All right, so you guys currently come on. All right, you guys are currently in the capital of Breland, not just the capital. You are in the very palace of King Borinel. You're in a large hall, and normally when the king gives audience, this space being as large as a cathedral is normally filled with his vassals, his servants, the various guards and soldiers that protect him. But right now, it is strangely silent and empty, with only the four of you there. And then, from somewhere behind the throne, a door opens. A rather small door is somewhat hidden within the wall. You wouldn't notice it for a door if you just briefly glanced at it. And it opens up, and a large bear of a man steps forward, definitely in his 50s, maybe early 60s, definitely past his prime, but despite that, he has a power that he just sort of seethes with underneath. His muscles have definitely been seen combat, and he has the weathered skin and scars to show that he's not just a king that leads his people, but also one that is willing to fight alongside his people when necessary, to demonstrate to them the power and will of Breland and his people, and show them that they are fighting for something greater than themselves. In fact, King Borinel is also well renowned because, unlike many other monarchs in his position, he has given a great deal of his power to more democratic processes and is slowly even phasing out the idea of royalty leading the people and giving more voice to his citizens. And so for this and other reasons, he is adored by the citizens of Breland. And it is well known that he has no heirs. And so there is definite fear that if he is ever to fall, either in sickness or assassination, that there would be disruption because the process of implementing a democratically elected government is not quite in place. And there are many that would seek to usurp that power and corrupt the process that he's trying to lay out. But right now, none of this matters because Breland, as the other 5 nations, is in a war. A war for dominance, a war for survival, a war that has gone on for so long and has claimed so many lives that it seems as if it will never end until all across Corvair have ceased to be. And so he approaches you with a single security officer and advisor, a large half-orc who looks as if he could bench press a house. King Borinel is no small man, but even this half-orc makes King Borinel look almost as a child in comparison. And so he approaches you not only with the confidence of one that has tested his mettle in battle and led his people to various degrees of victory and through hardship, but also one with a sense of purpose and near desperation. And he addresses you. He doesn't sit in his throne, but rather stands before you as an equal, eye level with you. And he says, with gravity in his voice, "Thank you all for coming. It is dire times that we are in, and so your service is greatly needed. Have you been informed of the mission yet? Have you been briefed?"
No been brief, but it's great to be here. Great to see you. I've heard your names. I heard the rocks, the trees, everything talk about you. It's great, but it's finally been good to be here. Thank you. I'm so excited. What are we doing? What are we in? What do we sign ourselves up for?
So, there is a development in Sire. We have sent some secret forces there to enact a plan that we had hoped would end this war. However, there was a disruption. Those that we sent in had been captured before they were able to complete the secret mission. And forgive me for not being able to give more details, but it is important to maintain a level of secrecy and anonymity with regards to this. Suffice it to say that several of our men whose knowledge and skill is irreplaceable have been captured. They've been sent to a prison within Sire that is known as the Mountain. It sits within a mountain range, and much like the inescapable prison of Dreadhold, this one is built quite like an impenetrable fortress. And so it is an impossible task that I am giving you, but I have no other forces right now capable of doing this. And so I must ask you to use the knowledge that we have about this mountain prison and retrieve the captured Breland officer and retrieve them. And
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I thought you'd need me, but you know, like, what are we getting out of it, man?
I will not lie. Based on the fortifications of this establishment and where it is located within Sire, I am not sure that it is a mission that you can survive. But if you do survive, and even if you don't, there are many things that I can grant you. It is not normal for me to provide such favors, but name your price and it will be granted.
Freedom! Yeah?
Very well, Rend. If you are to survive this mission, not only will your freedom be granted, but you will be rewarded with gold to enjoy your freedom. And if for some reason you do not make it, your record of your crimes and history will be cleansed, and you will be known as a hero who died in the name of Breland.
Hero Schmiro.
Walrus would like.
I need nothing from you, sire, for the quest for honor makes one honorable on its own.
That's very noble of you, Thelonious. I respect that.
Yes. King Bornel offers you his hand, and the man's bear-sized fist, even though you're a shifter of quite some girth, it still is quite large. And he grips your hand and bows his head and says, "Thank you, Thelonious. I knew that I could count on your service."
Well, do I ask for much? But I think I have something I can ask for. You know, it gets kind of lonely in the woods. I'd like a mate, somebody who share the company. Somebody else has got to hear my singing besides the black bear woods.
Bornel raises his eyebrow and he says, "A mate?"
Yes,
Wow.
the finest mate we have. Now, he says, anything, really, anything's good for the virus. It gets lonely culling with rocks,
We will offer you the royal matchmaker to service you in finding a mate worthy of your abilities and heroic heart.
Oh, that's great. I like that.
Why give mate? Valrus, you take mate, much like the eagle. You do not have prey given to you. You hunt prey. Prey in this case is mate.
I'm not sure
Bornel. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Never mind.
I was gonna say, Bornel looks over to you and says, "To each their own, I suppose. The heart has many ways of seeking its other half."
All right.
And what of you,
Right.
halfling?
All right,
Hesper.
Bornel. Yeah, you got it, whatever. I want that orc over there. He can come with us, right?
No, he has
What?
other duties.
This isn't acceptable. All right, well, if we come back, I want that orc. And I want your necklace.
I am not in the habit of selling or trading people as objects. I have great power and I can do many things, but I will not give you a person. You have some other request.
No, I want him. You give me him. Bornin, come on.
So Bornel just kind of turns and looks up at the orc. And the orc looks down at Bornel and then just shakes his head. And he looks to you and then says, "Kesper, you have the entire might of Breland, all of Breland's powers and resources behind you to give you a reward worthy of your heroism. Surely there is something that your heart desires other than this soldier of mine that you have only just met."
Yeah. All right, another one. Has he got a brother?
Kesper, what you do for me in the service of Breland will not be forgotten, but my patience is trying. Please be reasonable in your request.
Whatever, Bornin. I'll be back. You better have a lot of half orcs ready for me.
Oh, Casper,
Or-
you're so funny. You make me laugh a whole lot.
Bornel just shakes his head and says, perhaps, should you return, we can make arrangements for something. But I will not trade people as cattle. You can have lands, wealth,
Maybe-
power, prestige.
Whatever,
You can
Bornin.
make good money trading people as cattle. You should try it sometime. Part of the reason Rend got thrown in prison, but good trade nonetheless.
Oh, Ryan, you're still bringing up things that can incarcerate you right in front of the.
All right. Let's move on. We've spoken of what you desire and your rewards. Now let's speak of what you have that lays ahead of you. From the intelligence that we've gathered, this fortress has only one real entrance. It is an elevator that goes deep down into the structure, into the very heart of the mountain. Now, while this is the only elevator structure, there are several air vents that can potentially provide access. Now, the tunnel entrance is guarded. In addition, there are multiple levels. The first level is much like a regular prison, except that it is underground. The inmates are kept behind bars for most of the day, although there are group dinners and activity. There's even a library for those prisoners that have earned the privilege. However, below that is where the most dangerous criminals are held. It is right now, it is a room that is only able to contain 12 cells, and we believe our man is contained in one of these. The walls of this cell are made of metal and specially designed mechanisms that allow the cells to rotate as if a wheel around its axis. So it is placed as a wheel on its side. The ceiling of each of these cells seems to be some sort of permanent magical enforcement that allows the guards to see through it and observe from above. Perhaps some sort of wall of force or something is similar. It also has lights that never go out, making it difficult and disorienting for those that are kept in there. Now, below this wall of force, magical resistance, each of the cells is enchanted with a zone of silence. The guards are said to communicate with the prisoners using special illusory magics to write script on the ceiling of the wall of force. Each cell also has in its floor a glyph that will shock the prisoner at the guard's commands. And then also signal for the inmates to push against their walls. This is what causes the cells to be able to rotate. One of the cells is actually an empty solid metal structure, and it is normally blocking the partition where food is deposited at mealtime. And so the prisoners must turn the wheels to align with this single place. And that is the only access point that these prisoners have in or out of their cell. It is also believed that the air vents that go in and out of this prison have some sort of magical bindings for air elementals that allows them to pump in or out fresh air. Outside of that, we're not sure if there are any traps or any other issues that one might encounter if one were to attempt using these air vents as a way in or out of the prison.
So how did you gather so much intel in this prison? It sounds like you know it pretty well.
No, we never owned the prison. It is in the middle of Sire, which is another issue. Being in the center of Sire makes it rather difficult to get to. There is obviously the borders around Sire, which are heavily patrolled by the armies. And then also all of that land in between makes it a hazardous trek. We have had success with one of our spies being able to plant a kind of magical focus so that we can use teleportation magic in the area. And that is how we plan to get you there. We also have a magical trinket, which is what we will need for you to utilize to teleport the prisoner back. Unfortunately, because our source within House Orion to utilize this magical technology has been compromised, and we've only been able to manage the 2 teleporters. So we will have one to be able to get each of you there, but only one of you will be able to return. And it is of vital importance that this prisoner is brought back here. Should you survive, you will have all of the supports of our spies within Sire to assist you in getting out, but it will not be easy, which is one of the reasons why this mission is so dangerous.
And you talk about eagles. Can you summon eagles? Can we fly eagles then? That would be great. That would save us a lot of trouble.
You're kind of going in and out, Dustin.
Ren cannot understand you.
You're saying we should get the Eagles to fly there and rescue the prisoner.
Rend is like an eagle, but cannot fly like one.
That's a pretty useless eagle. Sorry, Ren. I know you're excited about it, but eagles fly.
Ren shoots you a dirty look.
And I just give Ren a smile.
And his brow furrows further.
Sounds like you're trying to kill us, King.
Believe me, if there was any other way, but we cannot afford a direct assault on Sire. We could not push through their entire countryside to get to this prisoner. There's also a somewhat of a time constraint that we must meet.
Great leaders, good king. Inspire greatness in others. Our destination is like the sun. As we journey towards it, it will cast the shadow of our burdens behind us. I say we leave now.
Yes.
Oh, leave, Lannis. That's great. Let's go.
Much like the sun, Rend will fly into it. Oh, much like an eagle, Rend will fly into the sun. And slaughter all who stand in his way.
Yeah, I don't care for that sun.
Except not really, because he can't fly. We've already established that. Ren.
You
So,
test
King-
Rend's patience.
So King Bornell, who looked to have somewhat of a weight upon his shoulders as he asked you each of this potential sacrifice that he knows that you are likely to make, he seems to lighten a bit at your optimism, and you can tell that there is a light that crosses his face of such gratitude that it is barely containable by the smile that is beginning to show upon his face. And he says, "My citizens, I cannot tell you the pride that I feel in knowing that despite all that I am asking you, you are willing to go into the lion's den and come back with victory.
Well, Rand's not technically a citizen. He hasn't paid taxes in, 20 or so years.
And that will be forgiven, Rend. We're certain.
Glorious. Much like an eagle, Rand flew from his taxes.
So
It is hard to shake the visual image of an eagle up throwing tax forms to the wind as it flies into the sun all along the way.
Yes.
By the way, which can't fly, so it's just running away.
Yes, you have the correct mental image.
All right, so King Borinel, with his pride showing and his full heart pumping in his chest at the strength demonstrated by his citizens, he asks you, so are you ready to depart?
Certainly, at once. Come, my companions. We are off. Oh, wait, where are we going?
So King Borinel makes a nod to the half-orc beside him, and the half-orc pulls out 2 crystals. Each of them, upon closer inspection, are hollow, containing a sort of liquid. One is about the size of a fist. The other is about the size of a quarter. And he says, these are the items that you will use to get in and out of Sire, next to the prison, the mountain. This larger one is capable of teleporting each of you. The smaller one, unfortunately, will only carry 1 individual.
No. Magic? No. Teleportation? No. Rand will fly. Like the eagle.
I cannot
The
fly.
eagle does not rely on magic to get him from one place to the other.
Ryan can fly. We can take the teleportation. Cusper, you're good at that, right?
All right, Bornal. I've seen these before. Let me have them.
All right, so Borinel nods to the half-orc, and the half-orc hands them. The half-orc has to kneel down and then bend down low to hand them to the halfling.
And then I take them and I give him a wink.
And he looks at you with his tusks prominently displayed from his lower jaw and just kind of grunts. And then after handing them to you, just stands up. Although his eyes never leave you.
All right. Actually, King, I don't know how this works. How do we use it? I learn.
You must each stand close together and then smash the larger of the 2 crystals.
Oh, Rand
against the
can
ground.
smash. Yes.
As long as you are within the area, it should affect you. That is why the smaller one is unfortunately only able to carry 1. If you were to really squeeze it, perhaps 2. But doing so is risky.
Hey, Half-Orc, you wanna come here for a second? I got something for you.
So the half-orc looks with his eyes pleadingly at the king, and the king just sort of sighs and says, And he kind of makes a head motion to go down. And you can see the orc kind of grunt and his shoulders slump forward in annoyance. And then he bends down eye level with the halfling.
Yeah, good. What's your name again, Half-Orc?
Rourke.
Alright, Rock. Hey guys, come over here for a second. I got something. It's a group present. It's for everyone.
Give me a deception. Give me a deception roll.
Shit.
Shouldn't the king be here to see your present?
Walrus is
No. We don't bring the king in this one. I got 17.
and then he's
The orc is confused by what you're doing.
Where'd he go?
Oh, I don't know.
he said I got 17, then he dropped.
That's
He threw the crystal down.
total mic drop right there.
I kind of missed what he was doing.
Sorry.
Uh,
I left. Yeah, I accidentally pressed the close button. Like a peasant. But yeah, I got a 17.
The half orc has no idea what you're doing, but
Okay.
I'm dismayed.
Can I roll insight to see if I know what he's doing?
Yes,
I missed that.
insight. Any of you guys want to do an insight against Brendan's 17?
That's a 20. Not natural.
Oh, I got
Well,
it.
I guess my character's all about it, so he's just gonna be into it.
Nat 20.
All right.
Net 20.
Well,
I'm pretty sure Mike knows
both-
what I'm trying to do.
both Rend and Thelonious have an understanding that Kesper is about to lure the half orc into the area of the teleportation to bring him along.
I'm gonna ready an action to just like kick the half orc out of range.
I'm not-
Okay.
Thelonious getting ready to throw the thing down.
I just smirk.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Brendan and Kurt. Each of you guys are gonna give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no, come on.
18.
I can't get an 18. It's impossible.
That would be my 18.
All right, yeah, you win.
All right. So Kesper, thinking he's clever, lures the half orc into the area of the teleportation magic and begins bringing his hand down to smash the crystal, releasing its power. Thelonious, having an understanding of what Kesper is up to, but also being duty bound to protect the king and his interests, leaps into action with a flying kick into the half-orc's lowered chest, forcing him out of range just as the crystal smashes to the ground, unleashing a ball of energy that envelops each of you, and also simultaneously a force emits from outside of the circle, knocking back the king and the half-orc. Thelonious, give me a Constitution saving throw.
17.
Okay. Thelonious, you react just in time to pull your foot back so that you keep all of your toes from the very edge of the teleportation field.
That would have been bad.
The next moment, you guys have blinked away from the throne room of King Bornal and are having this weird sensation of movement despite not moving at all. It brings each of you to your knees as you're experiencing this sensation of and seeing this flashing lights and this blur surrounding you as you are suddenly transported somewhere else. Once you guys arrive at your location, each of you feels quite nauseous. So everybody give me a Constitution saving throw.
Not as good.
Oh shit.
What's that?
3.
All right.
7.
Was it a
Oh,
DC 2?
12.
I'm hoping it was a DC 2.
Vesper, what do you got?
Oh, about Valrus.
Casper.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
12. Sorry.
Okay, Valrus, what do you got?
11.
All right. So both Rend and Thelonious have this queasy feeling, and instantly, each of you are, although you're both on your knees, you begin throwing up violently. So both of you are going to have the sickened condition for the next minute.
It's been so long since I have.
This was not like the flight of the eagle.
Oh boy, this is great. You guys should teleport more often. You might feel a little better. Get your
Hang
teleportation.
on. Hang on. Where's my orc? Shit. Thelonious, you're worse than my mom.
Hopefully he does not. Hopefully he does not hold a grudge for me kicking him.
That was very underhanded.
Damn it. He could have helped.
I mean, you have me. Why would you need any hat? Why would you need any half work? He's no match for me. I wouldn't want to tell him that, but just so you know, I think we'll be okay.
Whatever, Varys. Let's just
Shut your noise hole.
Does anyone see a mountain? Please look there. I will be with you momentarily.
So off in the distance, you guys see a large mountain, and it is a strange mountain because it seems to be very flat all around. It's not surrounded by other mountains as you would expect. It's just a singular mountain in a flat plain with more mountains being seen vaguely in the distance. So it is quite a strange sight, but it's about twilight right now. And as the nighttime begins taking hold and 6 of the 12 moons of Eberron shine brightly in the night sky to various degrees of waxing and waning, large floodlights begin to appear, magically summoned by the guards that surround this mountain prison, and begin, as searchlights do, sort of doing various patterns of going back and forth around the area. And you guys see one of the lights actually heading towards you. And so each of you give me a perception check, and then based on that, we'll see what happens.
What's the sickened
Also,
status, by the way,
what's that?
what is the sickened status?
You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, and you'll have that for the next minute. Also, as shifters, you guys have advantage on perception checks. So if you're sickened with this, they cancel out and you just have normal perception.
Okay.
Well, while retching, I rolled a nat 20 first.
All right.
I get a 5.
I got an 11.
Belrus. Did we lose Dustin? Is he frozen?
Looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless he's doing a great impression of a mannequin.
He doesn't move, the spotlight might not notice him.
All right. So, Thelonious, despite your wheeziness and your feeling of sickness rattling your body and your senses, you see. Okay. So, Thelonious and Valrys, you guys see the light coming towards you quickly enough. You guys kind of look. You guys meet eyes, and then you both look to your right and see a small outcropping of it's stone or it's some kind of barrier or something. It seems to be natural enough. Maybe a boulder. It's hard to tell in the darkness, especially after with the kind of stars going off in your eyes as the residual magic of the teleportation is still wearing off. And so with your natural 20, you're also able to very quietly, without drawing attention, get Kesper and Rend to be aware of it and to head towards that. And so
Rend
either...
Going over to this rock to hide behind it, basically?
Yeah.
All right, Rend turns as you guys are like pulling to the rock. Hiding is not so much Rend's style.
The light is literally going to hit you before you get words out or a response. So
we can get behind the. No, I mean we were behind the rock, but I'm like complaining about it as we're behind the rock.
Yeah.
Why do we hide like nannies, sissies, and ninnies? I rented quite a few hiders.
If you wish to be rended, you should just stand up and go out there.
Don't challenge me.
The most powerful is he who controls his own power. Reserve yours for now. There will be people to rend inside the prison.
I see you follow the path of the mouse.
You guys are so lame. You're just like my mom. Gosh.
What does that even mean?
Arrogance
All right.
finishes wisdom, Rend.
Fine, we shall do things your way for now.
All right, so you guys are able to see as the light passes over you, and then if you were to choose, you could look over the rock and get an outlay of the surroundings. So there are a number of these searchlights that are kind of going to and fro across the land. If you squint in the distance, you can also see shadows of people walking around the compound, likely other guards. But there is a pattern to the lights, and there is a possibility that you could cross the distance avoiding the lights, but then you would also have to work to avoid the guards in the distance as well. And then also, if you guys want, give me a perception or investigation check.
I'll do investigation.
Hmm. I'm gonna do a perception.
Investigation, but I only got like a 7. Yeah, I got a 7.
Got an 11 for perception.
Okay.
I have a 22 with perception.
Okay. So, Valrus, you're able to see that based on the configuration of the lights and as they pass over, you can see the entrance of the prison. You see several shadows of guards that are patrolling and also stationary just in front of the entrance. Additionally, you see, with the help of the floodlights, you see the glint of several crates that may be, to your best guess, air vents in the mountain itself. And so there's those two potential ways of going, as well as, whatever else you guys might want to come up with in terms of trying to get in.
Well, no.
Oh, it
we could.
looks like some air. What do you guys feel like getting in?
And as the wise one teaches,
Or should we just
the
climb the
future has many paths. We must choose wisely. I would vote for the air vent.
I suspect you know how Rend wants to proceed. Much like the eagle, Rend does not hide himself. He flies in and swoops down upon his prey.
Then you can fly us to the top, Ren. That would be great. Or you can fly to the top and below.
You are testing Rend's patience.
Oh, Ren, you're so funny. Wow.
All right, Lemos.
Hold on, guys. Can you give me 2 minutes? 2 minutes. All right.
2 minutes.
I think we should go by the air vents. It doesn't make sense to bust to the front doors if we don't have to.
King, what's his face? He said that that there could have been air elementals in the vents. Now, the last thing I want to do is be gassed in some goddamn vents.
You'd be gassed by air. You're already being gassed by air.
They
I know
push
you
us
all-
out.
I know you all are talking in character, but hold on. So,
Yeah.
Brendan, you're a warlock?
I'm a mage.
Oh, okay. Dustin, what the hell are you? A fighter, you said?
Yeah, I'm a fighter. Spent too much time alone.
And Kurt?
Monk.
Okay. And I'm a barbarian.
So many lonely nights in the woods.
Why I'm
Too many
discounting all
scurvy
these wise sayings is because I'm a monk.
Gotcha.
Crawling through a vent isn't our strongest suit, I think.
Wait, what type of shifter are you, Kurt? I missed that too.
Cliff walker, a goat, a mountain goat.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So we're all different.
I'm surprised.
shifters too.
I'm surprised you don't want to climb the mountain.
Well, I have to go under the mountain, unfortunately. I can leap like 15 feet straight into the air, so that's good.
Wow.
So the vents that Valrus saw are not actually in the ground next to the mountain. They're high up on the mountain.
Oh, I definitely want to go up there. First we climb, it's fun,
Yes, we
and
should.
then we go down.
Headed.
Are you
ropes
guys
is
going to
my
go
strong
all
suit.
together, or are you guys going to send a scout, or are you guys going to go one at a time? How do you want to do it?
I don't know that we've decided where to go. I heard 2 votes for the vents. Obviously, Rend is voting for the front door.
And was it Kesper votes for knocking out some guards and wearing their outfits?
Okay.
Well, compromise is a virtue to be cultivated. I will vote for Casper's plan.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. My thing chopping in and out.
I said compromise is a virtue to be cultivated, so I will back Kaspar's plan.
Yeah, of course you will. I'm Casper. Of course.
And what is his plan? Deception?
He wants to attack and knock out some guards, and then we wear their uniforms. Although I doubt there are people as big as me, so I cannot wear a uniform.
Rend is not a fan of deception, but if Rend is the one who is allowed to attack said guards and murder them, rend their bowels from their bowels, then Rend shall agree.
And there may or may not be uniforms small enough to fit Caspar, so Caspar also may not get to wear a uniform.
Ah,
But two of us
our prisoner.
to wear uniform.
We will wear the uniforms and you will be our prisoner. It'll be just like the days when Rend was a slave trader.
I like it. Let's do it.
Okay, can we see at least 3 guards so that
A halfling in 2 shifter outfits.
Walrus and I can wear them?
You do see a patrol of 2 guards coming in your general direction in the mountain. But you also are aware that not only would you have to approach those guards quietly without them noticing, but also you would have to do so in a way that avoids the lights.
Perhaps someone can make a noise that will attract them over here, so we do not have to run through the lights. I am not stealthy. Thelonious is huge.
Yes, you're crowding my space.
God.
Caspar, do you have minor illusion?
No, that wasn't. No. Illusion? No way. That's lame, man. I have darkness. That's pretty cool.
Unlikely to attract the attention of guards. But yes, very cool.
How about Rend, much like the eagle, screeches at the top of his lungs?
Not at the top of your lungs. Hey, do what you want.
Rend,
Sure,
Rend will give you a small sampling of what he could do.
Oh,
Rend's gonna screech, but quietly, so that he's gonna try to screech quietly, so only they can hear. He's gonna go. Imagine that, but 3,000 times louder.
Hey, oh, times.
Much like the eagle, Rend has 3 lungs.
What? All right. We're gonna go survival. Give me a survival check.
Who? I got 17.
4.
Okay. So your call to replicate the screech of an animal is successful.
Wait, I didn't get to actually do it. Can I do it?
Yeah, absolutely. So those of you around Rend get the idea that he's trying to imitate the dying sound of a creature. Do any of you want to try to get a glance and see if it attracted the attention?
Walrus would have tried to get a glance.
All right. Give me a stealth check.
Walrus is going to use an action point to reroll that.
All right.
Fuck, are you kidding me? It's the same roll. That's a 5. I rolled a 3 both times.
All right. So you look over and you see that the sound did attract the attention of the guards. But just as you look over, you time it very poorly, and one of the lights, the floodlights, shines over the rock you're hiding behind, illuminating your face for the barest second. And although you pull yourself back from behind the rock, you can hear in the distance, "Hey, somebody's over there!" And then you hear
Wait, guys.
footsteps pounding.
And then Ren goes, no! Voice, no!
All right, so we're gonna do initiative.
Okay, us versus army.
All right, that's how I like that roll last time.
Right, that's a good roll.
20, not natural.
All right, so what do you guys roll?
15.
All right, so Rend and Kesper each rolled a 15.
I've got lower dex, so he'll go first.
And Dustin and I each rolled 20.
How do you know you have lower dex?
Because it's -2.
Whoa.
All right, so each of you guys gets to go for one turn to figure out what you want to do, and then the soldiers are going to be upon you. Give me 1 second while you guys are planning.
Well, I can tell you now, Rend is going to fly into a rage.
Oh lordy. I'm thinking I just cast darkness on us, and then we just stand here in the darkness until they stop shining lights on us. I don't know. I can't think of anything else. Because if we start fighting one, there'll be more than one. Then there'll be a whole army upon us. And if it's anything from what Hawkins said, is that it's going to be a hard mission. So best to avoid combat if we can.
Yeah, if you're going to cast darkness, then you should just cast it, and we should run.
Could do that too.
Not tripping in the darkness that's shrouding us.
Yeah.
In fact, then maybe we
How-
might as well just move toward the main gate and hope that with the darkness in effect, they don't just shine all the lights this way and see a dome of darkness moving.
Yeah, you know.
Oh shit! I don't know.
But the darkness can move with us. It's just that we won't be able to see where we're planting our feet.
So it could be like walking to the mountain.
Or you could be like the only one left holding the darkness, and we could have all tripped and be out like under the floodlights.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's a bad idea. What's next best bet? What else can we do?
I mean, darkness isn't. I mean, as long as we don't get separated, darkness isn't a bad idea. I don't think.
Another thing to keep
I
in
don't-
mind, you guys, is action points you still function as they do in the other game, and
Oh.
so
Maybe I can throw it at the lights.
I don't
Well,
know.
And then it's just us and a couple guards then.
And we have dark vision. Most of us, anyway.
Yeah, darkness is magical. Darkness doesn't count.
Well, you said you were going to throw the darkness over the lights, not over us. Right?
Oh. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, if you can reach them and hit all of them, then that works. Although they might have dark vision too. I don't know what species we're dealing with. If we're dealing with dwarves or what.
We are dealing with weaklings.
Um,
So, I mean, my plan right now is I'm readying my staff, and when I see a guard around the boulder, I'm going to smack him.
they've seen Varus, so I know someone's here.
But as I prepare my staff, I would say, as the wise one teaches, the wise leader knows when to follow.
Fuck.
All right, so you guys, they're coming. What? So, Polonius is ready to his action. Are you gonna attack or are you gonna trip?
I'm going to attack.
Okay.
And as we can tell, all the lights are shined in our position right now.
No, the lights are still continuing their pattern
Uh,
of like.
so
kind of
other than
going
these
back
two
and forth.
guards, there's no alert everywhere else.
Not yet, but they're aware of your presence, and so you probably only have, outside of this, by next round, if you haven't found a way to incapacitate them, they may have some way of signaling more.
Okay. We could all just pretend that we're not behind this rock. Then when they come here, we just go to Pound Town on them.
Do you know what Pound Town means?
Yeah.
I don't think you used it right.
It will horrify them into silence.
I'm gonna wait until they come over, until I can see one of them come around the rock. So
And then what?
Until
So you're holding your action, or are you readying an action?
I'm holding my action until one of them comes around a rock.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same.
All right. And then Rend.
I guess Rend will. Everyone's readying in action?
Yeah, we're all just
No.
waiting.
Well, Kurt has readied an action. Dustin and Brendan are holding their action, so the guards, when they appear, are going to get their turn before Brendan and Dustin.
Then I ready my axe to plunge it into the first guard that rounds the corner.
Okay. All right. So the first guard rounds the corner. Kurt, give me an attack roll, and Anu, give me an attack roll.
Who is Anu? I am Rend.
Right, Rend.
Or Anu.
I got a 16.
Fuck. I rolled a 1, but I'm debating on using an action point.
Well, you also, you guys, the minute hasn't passed yet, so you guys are still both poisoned, technically.
Okay, I forgot.
Well, I rolled a 1.
So yeah, you're
Fucking
gonna
much
have
worse
to
than
roll.
that.
You're gonna have to roll disadvantage.
That's
So
a
roll again.
15.
I will use my action point and roll again.
No. First roll. This roll is gonna be your disadvantage roll. If you roll a double 1, that's gonna be You don't want to do that.
I'm confused now. I
All
rolled
right,
a 1.
right, but you that roll was supposed to be at disadvantage.
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. I rolled a 1 either way.
Yeah, no, but it does matter because if you roll another one, it's gonna be problems.
Says if you roll a double 1, you're going to self-rend.
Okay. So do I need to roll again or not?
Yes, so roll again for your disadvantage.
No. I rolled a. Did I add anything to the second roll?
Yeah, what you would normally do for your attack.
Then I got a 13.
Okay. So that's your disadvantage. So it's critical fail potentially.
Can I use my action point?
So now you can use your action point, but it's still going to be at disadvantage because
That's
you.
fine. I'm
Okay.
not roll a 1 this time. Jesus Christ. Alright. I got only a 7.
All right, and then Kurt, what was yours?
15.
All right, so Kurt, your attack is successful. Rend, your attack is not, but it's not a critical fail.
5 points of bludgeoning damage, smacking him across the face as he rounds the edge of the bowl.
All right. So, Rend, go ahead and describe how you miss.
Rend lets out a mighty screech, much like the eagle. And he's too busy trying to nail down the screech, and he just completely whiffs on the strike and hits the rock instead.
All right. So, Kurt, the one that you struck, you hit him right in the knees and buckled his knee and caused him to fall over. The other guard is coming, and his eyes go wide as he sees his partner go down in a heap, screaming about his knee, which looks to be maybe shattered. And seeing the group of you huddled like this, he immediately retaliates against Kurt, his scimitar flashing from its sheath to bury itself in Kurt's head.
Is he human?
Yeah. So, natural 20. Does an 11 hit you, Kurt?
Yeah, 15.
All right. So it's not a confirmed crit, but it is max damage. So Kurt, you take 7 damage. And then Kesper and what's Dustin's character's name again? Valrus?
Valrus.
Yeah, Valrus. Dustin and Valrus, or not Dustin, Valrus and Kesper. You guys, your turn.
Okay. So Belmus just took a swing at Thelonious. I'm going to cast what is it? Chill Touch on its leg, so it stands still. Can I do that? I know Chill Touch doesn't work that way, but can I get it to work that way?
So you want to use Chill Touch to keep him down on the ground?
Yeah, no, not on the ground. No, the one which attacked, I want to be like stuck, like his foot's stuck. Because it was...
If you want to use an action point, you can do that.
No, I'll just attack it.
All right. So you're gonna use Chill Touch.
Yep.
Against the one that's standing.
Yep.
All right.
Range spell attack. +4. I got a 15.
It hits.
It did 6 points of damage. Is there a plus to that? No, there's not.
No.
Okay, yep, just 6 necrotic. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Valrus.
Save K again.
We lose Dustin.
Yeah.
Keep losing him.
His connection sucks consistently.
Yeah, needs to fix that.
He's tried a few times. I think he's gotten a couple of different modems before.
Well, with net neutrality gone, he can buy a new package for only $99.95.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna act for him then.
Okay.
He's gonna use his action to jump on the standing guard. His bite attack to grapple him. Wait a minute, that would have to mean he would need to shift.
It's a bonus action, so he could do both, right?
He could do both. I don't want to use a resource though without him. So I'll just say that he tries to attack.
Oh, he's back.
All right. Sorry about that. My internet just went kaput.
No worries. So you got there are the two guards. One is on the ground, clutching his knee. The other has just been struck with a chill touch from Esper.
The one that is. So is the one that got is the one that had chill touch on the knee? Does he look immobilized to me?
The one that was chill touched is not immobilized. He just struck Kurt with a pretty vicious blow. Not Kurt.
All right, I'm gonna look to him and I'm gonna attack him. I'll brandish my longsword and strike, and that's a 13.
That hits.
All right. And that does 1d. So I'm going to add a superiority die to make it a clinging shadow strike.
Okay.
As a so that I'm going to add. So it does 2 damage for the roll. Then my superiority dice are d8s. So I'm going to add that to the damage roll. And you have to make a dex save.
So how much damage did you do?
10 total.
So that guy dies. You can describe the death.
So Valrus, he lunges and strikes, aiming for the eyes, and it turns out that his either through the angle he was at or the sharpness of his blade, instead of incapacitating him, it just sliced right through him.
All right. So we got the next round. So we have Thelonious and Rend. Then the guard is going to go, and then we have Valrus and Kesper.
Walrus had a 20 on the initiative, as did I. Ren
Well,
went-
yeah, but Valrus held his action until after the guards.
Okay.
So it's
so
changed his initiative order.
Okay.
And then also you guys can each see as the guard watches Valrus slay his partner. The human on the ground with the busted knee, you can see his eyes go wide, and he reaches for something in his pocket. And so Thelonious and Rend, each of you guys have a chance to do something you wanted to.
Okay. So I'm going to double hand my staff and bring it down on his head. And since he's on the ground still, I have advantage, which counteracts my disadvantage from still being scared. Then I'll spend a Kai point to try to goat stomp him twice. The staff was 20 to hit.
All right, that's a hit.
9 points of damage.
All right, he's dead. So you don't need to spend your high points. You can just describe yourself doing the additional stomps.
So, yeah, as he reaches into his pocket, I see this and bring my staff down right on top of his head, caving the middle part of it in slightly.
Was that all the guard?
So those were the only two, as far as you know, the only two that saw you. You've heard no. Well, actually, everybody, give me a perception check.
Which is for me. But I rolled 14 points. So it's even, I guess. 17.
Oh wait, we get advantage, right? But not us, because we're sick.
Right.
Right. After this round, you guys are gonna be your poison condition is gonna end.
I cave his head in a little bit and slightly vomit into his mouth.
I also have a 17.
All right. So Valrus and Thelonious, both of you listen to the night. You only hear the sound of the wind as it moves around the mountain. But you both see the lights making their way back towards you. And so you only have a moment to pull the bodies behind this outcropping and hide.
I want to see what he was reaching for as well. Right in the pockets.
So, in order to pull the guards' bodies quickly, whoever is doing it needs to give me an athletics check.
Can I help?
That would give advantage
And, like,
to
aid.
the person that you're helping.
Yeah, so I'm going to aid Thelonious.
Well, are there two bodies that are out in the open, or just one?
Both of them have parts of them that are because they're still off to the side.
Can I pull the other one then?
All right, so Thelonious and Rend, you guys give me. So your poison condition is over. Thelonious, you have advantage, and Rend, you are just regular.
18.
You said athletics, right?
Yeah.
Good that I had advantage, or it would have been a 1.
I got a 10. I'm rolling terribly.
All right. So, you guys pull the bodies back behind the outcropping. As the light passes, Rend, you take a glance and realize that the one that you pulled hit one of his feet is still beyond the outcropping. But you listen for a few moments, tense, and you hear nothing in the distance, no reaction.
Then I just slightly pull His foot's not sticking out anymore.
All right. All right, so you guys have these two bodies now.
Well, that was disappointing. Rend didn't get to Rend.
Now we rifle your pockets.
You, big man. You took all of Rend's fun.
Well, I happen to be in the right place at the right time.
Much like the eagle, Rend will never forget this. You are a formidable foe, but one day Rend will have his revenge.
So as you rifle through their pockets, you find these strange jade symbols that seem to pulse with inner light.
Pah! Trinkets and tricks. You shall have them, big man.
Oh, hang on. I've seen these before. Give them here.
Fine, little one, take them.
Cool.
What is it with you and the word cool?
Was it with you in the word Ren? Yeah.
Or the word ego.
But I've never thought about it. Just shut up.
Now, can I tell what these things do?
That depends. Do you want to use Identify or do you want to use your Arcana?
Arcana? Arcana, yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll Arcana.
+4, that is 20.
All right. So you can tell based on the design of the glyphs, because they are these jades sort of trinkets are carved into what look like a glyph or a symbol, based on the material and the resonation of magic that you can see that even has a visible glow. It has a sense of divination magic associated with it.
Mhm.
And it is triggered by squeezing the outcrops. There are like these kind of swishes that, if squeezed, would have an effect that would send magic out to what you don't know, but you could probably guess that it would be some kind of symbol or signal to for more guards or reinforcements.
Yeah, let's keep these safe. That'll get us killed pretty quick.
If you're searching their bodies, also give me an investigation check.
Walrus is going to search the bodies.
I rolled a
And
1. A natural 1.
That's 10.
I got a 20, not natural.
Man, my rolls are so fucking bad. I got a 7.
All right. Walrus, you see that each of them seem to have a tattoo on their chest that seems strange. They each have this tattoo. And it seems to be a symbol that is similar to the jade trinkets that they carry, but also slightly different.
How big is the tattoo?
They're probably the size of like a silver dollar. One is on one of their chests. The other is on the back of the hand.
Walrus is going to pull out. He's gonna pull out one of his hand axes to start trying to cut off the piece of skin with a tattoo on it.
Hey, Valorous. Give me a hand for a second.
Give you a hand. What do you need help with?
Yeah. Just give me a hand, and like go to like I want to hold your hand.
Okay,
Okay, good.
you're sure
Now,
funny.
now look at this. 1, 2, 3, whoosh, and I cast Prestidigitation and put the mark on his hand. Hey, you're that guy now.
Wow, I got a mark on my hands. This will surely help us. Can I do it? Am I able to see through this?
That's so lame.
Can I
What do you mean see through it?
like can I tell if this is like not a real mark?
No,
Like-
it looks like it's a real mark on you.
Man, Casper, you're really useful. I'm glad you're here. It's great. This is great. We're having such fun as a group. Oh man, I almost chopped this guy up.
So there is a new plan on the table now that we know you can cast darkness. We could go under cover of your darkness up to the front gate and try to slip through.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
Or we could just.
Should we try to put on? Should we try to put on their uniforms, or do you think this tattoo will be enough? I personally think the mark is fine. It looks great.
Does it look like the two would fit into their uniforms?
You and Casper would not fit into the uniforms, but Rend and Valorous would probably fit.
All right, I'm gonna put on his uniform just in case. You never know.
But the one that Valorous killed, the uniform is kind of mangled a bit.
Well,
Like-
education the stains out of it.
No, I don't do that. My mom does that. That's lame.
Like mangled as in like unwearable, or
Well, you cut through the dude, right?
yeah, like through his face.
Oh, through his face? Okay. Yeah,
I was trying to blind.
it's okay, yeah.
Like kind of.
It's still got blood all over it though.
I could have fallen.
Hey, Rend. What's that? What's that under your shirt, Rend?
What
And
is
yeah, have a look.
Is this some kind of trick?
Yeah, you have a sweet
I don't know.
hat now. Look at that, you're a cool guy.
Ren was already
Wow.
cool.
I put them
Wow.
on his chest.
Wow, Rand, this is great. Now we're matching. Oh man,
So
I've never had anybody to match with me.
Take it off.
Casper, give me 2 spellcaster checks.
Okay.
To see how well you replicated the tattoos.
So I got. Do I have to add the spellcasting ability, whatever, like the bonus?
Yeah, so it's D20
Okay.
plus your spellcaster ability plus your proficiency.
Okay, so I got 117 and 113.
Okay. I'll make note of that. All right. All right, so each of you have what looks to be a replica of these tattoos on your bodies now.
All right.
Now, Kesper, you know that these will only last for an hour.
Yeah, I didn't tell anyone that.
This tattoo is not of the eagle. It does not please me.
I can't do eagles very well.
You will remove it when this is over.
Oh yeah, of course.
Very well.
I hear they gave great tattoos in prisons. Yeah, like there's one we're going into, so you might be able to find a better eagle tattoo there.
For all your sakes, you better hope I do.
Alright. Now each
So
of you
shall we-
take one of these rocks. Don't squeeze it. Squeezing's bad. Thank you.
All right. I'll take the rock and I'll put it in my pack.
All right. So, what are you guys doing now? What's the next step?
You are going to take us as prisoners.
You do darkness and storm the gates, or darkness and storm the vents.
Well, you just got these uniforms so you could take us in as fake prisoners.
Yes, like I said, it will be like the old days when Rend was a slave trader.
Like Eagle. Let's go.
All right. All right. Come on, guys.
Good thing Rend still has these manacles.
And believe it or not,
Oh,
I have my manacles as well.
Oh,
Come
you're
here,
worrying.
Casper. I'll lock you up.
Uh-oh.
Wait, are you locking up Kesper?
Yeah.
Okay, as I lock up Thelonious, Ren looks you up and down. Yes, you would fetch a pretty penny. And then he like pinches your sides. Yes, plenty of meat.
Okay.
You're so funny.
Yes, joking, of course. That's what I was doing.
You're gonna rend my sides in laughter.
Shut up. Time to go.
Come on, Casper. Let's go. Come on, Thelonious. Let's do this.
All right. We approach the gate dressed as dead guards. With two
All
prisoners
right.
in tow.
So you see 3 guards standing watch at the entrance. As you approach, they eye you suspiciously, and they say, "Halt! State your business."
We are
B42.
bringing 2
B43.
prisoners. Did you hear the commotion over by that rock? We captured them. They were staking out this place.
We would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for these 2 very alert guards.
That's enough.
Oh, really?
It'll be to the salt mines with you.
Yeah, shut up.
So they each look at you and they say, "You know, we don't know everybody on this watch, but we've never seen any shifters, let alone 2 of them."
We're part of the special night shift. Shift? Shifters? Get it?
There's a moment of silence, and one of the guys actually cracks up.
Our presence is preferred to be kept as little known as possible. And
Under wraps.
Why is that?
Well, you know, some people might not take kindly to our presence. They don't trust us sometimes. But look at me, I'm trustworthy. You see, I have these 2 slaves, I mean prisoners, behind me.
Yeah, I bet it's cheap labor. That's why they got you on here.
Shut up!
Oh shit.
Quiet, too.
Are the guards we see human?
One of them appears to pass as a human, although his slightly pointed ears give him away as a half-elf. Another one seems to be very pale white, with barely any profile of a nose, large black eyes, and a slight, like, very, very thin mouth.
A
Almost
changeling!
no. Yes.
I was going to say a slender man.
You can
Um,
change, I can shift. We're not so different after all. I encountered many a changeling on my days at sea. As a ferryman.
You see the shifter change into Rend and kind of look at you quizzically. And then also Valrus and Rend, give me deception checks.
Woo-hoo! Finally, not a bad roll. I got an 18.
And I have a 18 as well.
All right. So the human amongst the human half elf and changeling motions for you to pass. You guys get by, and then you hear in Ren's voice, "Captain, something's not right about them. They're deceiving us. I can tell from this one's thoughts when I changed into him."
You kept thinking about murder.
And with that, new initiative.
Shoot. 14.
And
13.
Rend. All right. Everyone goes except for Thelonious, and then it's the three of them, and then it's Thelonious.
Oh, yeah. He's done.
All right.
So Dustin, Brendan, and Ano, you guys figure out who wants to go first from there. You guys can pick whatever order you want.
Can we use a... Do we have to use an action or a bonus action to free them from the manacles?
I don't need it. Unless they're behind my back, then I might need it.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to be as effective manacled.
unarmed attack includes feet.
This is
Oh.
true.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I guess we'll have to unmanacle first. So I'll take off Casper's manacles.
All right.
Because they're an action or a bonus action?
That's an action. So you still have a bonus action and a move action if you want to.
Can I just cleave the manacles off of Thelonious? Ah!
Oops, that's your head.
give me an attack roll.
Much like the eagle, I shall free you from your prison. And I rolled a 20, not natural.
Oops.
All right. That's good enough.
You see,
So-
Rend can hit things when he wants to.
All right, so Rend, that was an action. So Rend and Vespar, you guys each still have a bonus action and a move action if you guys wanted to, and then Kesper, you are free now. So
I'm
Cool.
I'm gonna shift.
okay,
I'm gonna use my bonus action to go into a rage.
okay. And then Kesper, what are you doing?
I'm gonna run up to the changeling and cast inflict wounds on him.
Okay,
Like I'm gonna run at him like a
Roll.
maniac. Okay, cool. Attack roll. Damn. Can I add my bits? That would be a 18.
All right, that's a hit.
Cool. This is gonna hurt. 3D. 3Ds. Roll. 24.
All right, describe how that guy dies.
So I run at him and I smile and I'm like, I always wanted to see how he'd die. And I just like put my hands on him and then just start to push him to the floor. And he just
Alright.
falls over. He's like, looks like the life's being sucked out of him.
The human shouts, "Shit! They've taken out our wizard."
Oh, thank God. Actually, I just wasted hit points. Probably like 4 hit points.
So that is one of your level 1 spells. So
Yeah.
All right. So then it's their turn. So the human goes up to Kesper and attacks with a vicious club that he pulls from his side. 12. That hit.
It's a hit, definitely. Yeah.
You're lucky he rolled poorly. You take 3 damage.
Whew. Also,
Um,
do I get to do the the necromancy thing, Grim Harvest?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I gain
Is that
hit points
temporary hit
equal to-
points?
Once per turn, we kill a creature. It just says health. I'm not sure if it means bonus.
We'll say that's temporary hit points.
Okay. You gain hit points equal to twice the spell's level, so 2.
Yeah, that's a necromancy spell.
Oh, and
spell,
3 times. So,
So you get 3.
oh, cool. So
Temporary
2
hit
damage.
points.
Beautiful.
So yeah. And then the halfling, not halfling, half elf, seeing Rend bulge in his rage and the Gaspar begin to change subtly, into a more animalistic form. Doesn't want to take on any them, and then seeing Polonius, who is also quite large, he decides the halfling is the easier target and goes after him. And your AC isn't a 6, is it?
No, it's higher than that, actually. So,
So he somehow you managed to duck under a swing of his weapon.
very clumsily.
And then Thelonious, you're up.
So retrieving my staff from whoever was holding it, I say, "Brothers in arms are brothers for life for Casper!" And I move forward to strike the one that just struck out at him. First with the staff,
All right.
and then I'm going to spend a Kai point. With
right.
the staff, that was an 11, probably a miss.
Yeah, that's just barely a miss.
Kai point was a 19 and an 18. So,
Those both hit.
fours. 6 and 4 more, so 10 points of damage.
All right. You nearly knock him off his feet. He is definitely dazed. All right, top of the round. So we got Dustin, Brendan, Ano up, then the 2 remaining guards, and Kurt.
And I will step in front of Casper.
Walrus is going to, his teeth grow last, and he just kind of he roars, considering he just like talked your ear off for like a solid however long we've been traveling at this point. And he runs to the nearest guard and he takes a big bite. And he like goes for the jugular. And it's a 9.
Miss.
All right. So then I'm going to use my bonus action to attempt to or rather to disarm. I'm going to use my bonus action to try to disarm it since I missed.
How are you going to use your bonus action to disarm? Oh, because you have you're a fighter, so you have that ability. Okay.
So I go up, and then I'll like come grab like on his wrist, try to like make him drop his weapon.
All right. All right, so you make an attack roll for that.
Natural 1.
What'd you roll?
A natural 1.
Roll it again.
Maybe. What's the modifier? It's just a standard.
Just a standard attack roll.
8.
All right, so you managed to tie with him. So we're gonna say that's not a critical failure, but it's still a failure. So he managed to keep his weapon.
Okay. No, at least it's not critical.
And then,
All right.
so we got Rend and Esper.
Yeah. I'll go first. So the one which got dunked on the head, I'm going to cast chill touch on.
Okay.
And I got a, what's that? That was 2, 6, 16.
It's a hit.
All right.
You're gonna drop him. You can describe how you drop him.
Sweet. I sort of do the same. Like this invisible hand just jumps onto the guy's face and then just starts lowering him to the ground. While Casper's like, yeah, it looks good.
Oh my god. All right. Then we have Rend and the guard, the one remaining guard left, and then Thelonious.
All right. So Rend is going into his rage, which I will demonstrate for you now. 1 second.
Oh my gosh.
I call this the dance of the eagle. Now imagine this is an axe instead of a longsword. What?
Can I volunteer to become frightened?
Yes.
This
Also,
is-
I want to point out this is on the internet, so this is forever.
Oh, that's fine. This is a great axe, not a longsword. Just so you all know.
Okay.
Maybe I'll just hold it like this, so it's more like an axe.
Yeah, that'll make sense. Yeah.
Not above Rend.
And I slash. I use reckless attack. And I rend the guard, the last remaining guard. And I yell, rend! I try to kill him. All right, here we go. Reckless attack. Advantage on my attack roll. Oh, shit. Nat 20. Woo!
Oh, oh.
That's
All
really
right.
good. Well, the second roll was 7.
All right. So roll to confirm.
He did. It was a
12.
That actually is the number to hit. So roll percentile.
Percentile, yes. Oh, shit. $67.
So you do double max damage and the target is blinded.
I rend his eyes from his head. 24 damage as I slash his eyes out.
All right, you drop him.
Yeah, I bet.
And as the blood and viscera covers my body, I'm like, yes, much like the eagle, I bathe in blood. I'm still in a rage, guys. Things I say don't make sense.
Wow. All right, so that happened.
the eagles you've actually seen.
And I'm like flapping my arms.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So while he is doing that, what are the rest of you doing?
Not that.
I'm just,
I imagine Rend is also in somewhere like just under his breath whispering, "I've got something for you."
The wise one
All right.
says that a plan is only as good as those who see it through. I am not so sure about this plan.
You will not have to worry about me. I am the undefeated. If I were defeated, I would have been dead by now.
Kes
should
has just
hurry.
got his like hand in his hands and keeps saying how cringy this is.
Yes, much like your mother, I am cringy.
Yes, you are. God damn.
Okay.
Gonna put the bodies.
All right. So what you see before you is a little kind of alcove almost, where it's like you see, there's a spot that has been mined and refined on the walls of the mountain that kind of goes into the mountain a little bit, like a large hallway just outside of an entrance. You see a rather large door that is metal with no apparent handles or locks, And above that, about 30, 40 feet in the air, is some kind of strange sensor.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess you could pull the bodies against the wall outside the entrance.
I see. Kespa, is there something you can do to maybe make these bodies go away? Yeah, I mean, you're into that kind of thing, right? Bringing the dead things, then seeing them go away, right? Yeah, or bringing them back to life. Hey, maybe they can be bodyguards. That'd be great. Maybe they can take us.
I can't bring them back. They're dead.
If we were on the open seas, Rend would toss them into the ocean, like he had done many times before with his fallen foes.
But we're not, Rend. You should go sailing on the seas instead of under the mountains.
Good
like we are.
point. In the interim, Rend will just feast upon their bones. It might take some time, so maybe you can come up with a plan while I eat them.
Is there any danger of just leaving the bodies?
What do we know
give
about
me a
that
wisdom
sensor?
check?
A what check?
Wisdom.
10.
Yeah, you're not sure if there's any danger in leaving the bodies or not. Anybody else want to do a wisdom check?
Rend, not wise.
It's 19.
All right. So bringing the bodies closer to the door would probably not be a bad idea, because at least that way you'll make sure that they stay out of lights that are circling around. And also, there's more shadow in this doorway. And so it will be less likely for any passing guards to notice unless they're looking directly towards the door.
Can we take a guess what this sensor is? Like that thing you're talking about?
You can give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, I'll take that. Plus 2, 18. Plus 20, actually, so.
It's somehow linked to the door. It may be a type of key or warding of some sort. It's hard to tell from its position as high as it is, but just kind of given the magical vibrations that you're sensing from the door and from this thing, you're guessing that they're somehow linked.
Well, I don't know what to do.
How high up is the sensor?
40 feet.
Ren takes out a hand axe and shows everybody. Should I throw it at it?
Casper, give me an Arcana check.
20 again. Not natural.
If it's destroyed, you know that this entire place will be locked down and there will be no way in. Or
Now
at least you have a very strong feeling.
Let's avoid that at the moment, Rend. We won't destroy it. We sort of need it. I've seen one of these before when I was trying to rob this house this one time, you know, and I nearly got arrested.
Fine. Rend has no need for your stories. Rend had another thought. There was a reason you gave Rend this tattoo, yes? Perhaps the scanner, or whatever that contraption is, needs to see the tattoo.
Well, that means we have to be prisoners again, and you broke those manacles over there.
And we just have to hide. They have to show tattoo.
True,
Or
true.
maybe hold up those little green symbols and see if that opens the door. You know, the ones you don't
He is right.
squeeze.
Yes. So we can present ourselves, and hopefully we'll get through and see what's on the other side, and then find a way to get you guys over.
If not, I can always climb up there. That's not a problem. But they don't know that I will be able to figure out how to open the door.
Well, which is it? What are we doing?
First, show them the tattoo and the green symbol and see if that will open the door. And Kesper
Yes.
and I, just to be safe, we will hide around a corner in an alcove. Did you
You're
say-
so wise, Thelonious.
Did you say there was an alcove? Or did I miss it?
You guys are currently standing in it.
Okay. So I am going to try to find a spot to hide from the sensor.
Yeah, I'll follow Thelonious.
Hold on 1 second. All right, sorry. What is it that you guys are doing?
Kesper
So-
and Julius are hiding. The other guys are going to present their tattoos and those little green symbols.
Okay. All right. So as Rend and Valrys approach the door, they feel a slight pressure. The pressure being at where the tattoos seem to be, as well as a slight pressure in their mind. And it's not really a voice, but they understand that they need to produce a mental password of sorts. They need to think the correct thought in order to open the door.
It appears it wants a word.
Hmm.
Oh, you should check if it's eagle.
Eagle!
It isn't. Not that important, obviously.
You shut your mouth! Sacrilege!
Well,
Valrys thinks about days spent loping throughout Sire, all the land, but mostly he focuses on Sire and kind of the beauty of the country, and kind of it invokes a sense of pride, Sire, and that's what he's trying to think about.
Both of you suddenly feel a sharp pain in your minds. Each of you give me a wisdom saving throw.
Not natural.
All right. So both of you pass. You take each of you take 3 psychic damage. And you also get an impression in your minds if either of you have the wrong password, again, an alarm is going to sound.
Is there anything like, are there any inscriptions inscribed like on the door that might anything about this gateway?
No. The only thing is the sensor. And it's 40 feet up in the air, and it's dark out.
So I'm just gonna look at or I'll look at Rend, motion back into Zar, and then we'll just walk back into the alcove.
Well, it seems
All right.
like we are going to have to catch and keep alive one of the soldiers, one of the guards, to figure out his password. You know, or we get lucky and find someone dumb enough to write password down. Or we go back and we just try password and see if that is it, because all people pick stupid password.
Well, the easiest would be to find a guard.
Yes.
Everybody
Or we could try the air vents.
Yeah.
give me an insight check.
Crit failed one.
18.
15.
All right. So,
I got
Casper,
really high.
Casper thinks, hey, throw the axe at the damn thing again.
Casper is of the mind that getting a guard to provide the password is absolutely the most brilliant idea. That is the way to go. As for everybody else, you have a dawning thought, realizing because it's a mental password, there's no way to be sure that the guard wouldn't purposely set off the alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get a guard. I can cast a spell on him. He can come to the door and say whatever it is, and we can go in. That's what we wanted, right? That's what we're going to do.
Or there are the air vents.
But there's also guards. There's a lot of guards. We should do guards.
Very well. You should go find a guard.
No. Don't. Please.
I don't want to be this dumb. I was just born this way.
Not sure what the password is
You have
on the
magic
door.
spells that will tell us what their password is, right? Tell us if they're lying or force them to see you as their great friend.
Question: is there like alcove? Is there like? Can we see where the passage might go if we continue?
What's that?
Like we went into the alcove, but it is like if we continued on the passage away from this door, can we see where it would lead?
No, it's like a hallway into the door.
Okay.
So you're like, you have the mountain, and then there's this carving within the mountain that leads
Yep.
to this door. And above this door is this sensor, like 40 feet above the door. It looks to be placed on some kind of one, not placed, but rather hanging from a light chain or rope attached directly into the wall.
So on can we go back? Can we go back, or can I go Valrus go back to bodies and search the bodies?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting on the wall.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Six.
Okay. You don't really find anything of use on any of them.
I'll go back to the group then. Say, well, but the bodies didn't have anything on them. What's going to open this door? Our best bet might be to do the air vent.
Well,
Well,
as
time-
Thelonious said before, compromise is key, and we should just do it. Whatever.
we will climb to the air vents.
Okay, how do we get to these air vents, and how high are they?
All right, so you guys are basically going to have to climb a mountain. So, assuming that you guys have climbing gear, you're going to need to make several athletics checks along the way.
Athletics, gotcha.
As well as some other things that may jump out. Unless you have a climb speed, then you don't have to worry about checks.
Luckily for the goat.
Actually, I only have a climb speed when I'm shifted, which I can only do for like 2 minutes of this climb.
Right.
So most
Is
of
it
the
a
climb,
2-minute climb?
Hmm. Well, this mountain looks difficult to climb as well.
the good news is if I fall, I can shift as a reaction.
Yep.
Give myself a climb speed. If you fall, I can't do shit.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, you guys are climbing, beginning to climb up the mountain.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you're climbing, first of all, each of you guys give me a athletics check for the initial climb.
The 21.
Nat
Damn.
20. Much like the eagle, Rend climbs.
All right. So, normally when you do climb checks, you move half your speed. Rend, because you got a natural 20, you get to move your full speed.
Rend is anything but normal.
Did anyone get less than a 12?
Doesn't look like it.
All right. So you're going up. Rend, as you're going up, you're noticing you've suddenly come upon some slippery rocks. So you can either try to go around them, which is going to take a little bit longer, with another athletics check, try and find a different path, or you could use an acrobatics check to kind of leap over them.
Rend is impatient and would use an acrobatics check to leap over the slippery rocks. Rend does not find ways around things. He powers through them. As one with the eagle would.
Without humility, courage is a dangerous game, my friend.
Are you talking to Rend?
Uh,
Danger is his middle name. Rend rolls a 19.
All right, so you're able to make it over the slippery rocks.
Of course I am. It was silly of you to doubt Rend.
Then, Thelonious, as you are climbing up, you look at a spot that seems sturdy, and as you put your foot down onto it and begin pushing yourself up, suddenly it gives out, having not been as sturdy as you thought. So you can either do an athletics check to try and grab another spot, or you can do a reflex save to try and regather yourself.
I will do the reflex save.
All right.
Natural 20. 24.
All right. So not only does this not hinder you at all, but you are swift enough that you actually somehow turn this into a spot that you propel yourself off of, high into the air, coming back down on the mountain, having jumped up like 20 feet with your mountain goat skills.
Higher than Rend?
Yeah. He's pulled ahead of you now.
So Rend was very impressed with himself for being able to get past the slippery rocks. But then Thelonious leaps over him, and Rend's like, that fat one is more dexterous than he seems. Yes, he will make a fine catch on the market when this is all over.
Beware that rock, my friends. I kicked it out of the way. It definitely did not crumble under my weight.
Now, Vaspar, you see something spring out of the mountain.
Who's
just
Vaspar?
under.
It's
Yeah,
a combination of Valrus and Kespa. They fuse
Valrus.
together.
Valrus.
I was like, wait, which one is he talking to?
All right, Valrus.
Yeah,
It's like Benifer.
As you're climbing, the minute that you find a handhold and begin pulling yourself up along that handhold, something pops out from the ground, startling you. So I need either a wisdom saving throw to steel yourself against the startle, or a reflex save to avoid whatever's popping out from the ground.
I'll do the wisdom save throw. That's a 13.
All right. So good enough. It is you steel yourself against it, like you feel your startle response, but rather than have your body stumble because of being the startled, you kind of just prepare yourself for whatever it is, and it looks to be some kind of mountain chipmunk of sorts, like a mountain prairie dog or something that can burrow through rock, and it kind of just pokes its head out. It sniffs the air around you, and then it goes back in.
Nah, I just smile at it.
And then Kesper, you can just give me an athletics check because you've only gotten like 10 feet up, and everybody is way ahead of you because everybody's so much quicker than you. Just give me-
16.
All right. So you make it up another
5
15
feet.
feet. 10 feet, 12 feet.
Yeah.
Everybody is like way up there. So you guys are able to find a vent. You can feel the breeze blowing out of it, so it seems to be an outtake vent. You guys all get there. Kesper is way, way behind. Just kind of crawling up. Breathing heavily. While the climb seems easier for him than it does for most of you, it is also super laborious because of his little legs and arms.
Plus, I skipped gym in school so I could smoke because I'm so cool.
All right, so you guys get to the event. It looks like it could be loosened, potentially. And it looks big enough for each of you to fit through it.
So how much of an incline does it seem like it is inside this vent?
Give me an intelligence check for that.
Oh, that's not good. That is a 4. Looks good to me.
Yeah. Seems doable.
So I'm going to crawl in.
All right. So, you're just gonna try and pull the vent off?
Yeah.
All right. So give me a strength check.
14.
All right. Not quite good enough. So you're trying to pull at it, and you're able to maintain your footing pretty well while you're pulling, but because of the incline and because you're trying to keep yourself up on the rock of the mountain, it's not quite giving as much as you'd like.
Would someone else like to try? Now that I have loosened it for you.
Rend will finish what you started.
This is a perfect opportunity to rend.
Do any of you have a crowbar?
I do.
I also have a crowbar.
Rend doesn't need a crowbar. He's got 2 right here.
All right, go for it.
Rend,
Yeah,
what is this roll again?
athletics.
Rend's athletics are beyond measure.
Should probably have checked for traps, but
Athletics is +4, giving Rend a total of 20.
All right, you're able to pull it off, but you also need to give me a dexterity saving throw because the force of the yanking and everything it may lose your balance on the mountain.
Does Rend have a danger sense? Does his spidey sense tingle because of this? Giving him
You
an
have
advantage on
advantage. You
dexterity.
have advantage.
Huh?
Yes, you have advantage.
Yes. Yes, of course. Rend is prepared for everything. You must be when you're a pirate and a slaver. Yes, good thing Rend has advantage. Fuck! I mean, fuck. Was this a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah.
Rend rolls a 7.
So each of you guys time seems to slow down as you see rend the gate off of the vents and then continue to move backward, and his eyes widen as he loses his balance and begins falling backwards off the mountain.
Valrus is going to try to kind of kind of try to grapple him a little bit and like try to like push him, not to like push, not necessarily like grab and pull him back, but like try to redirect his falling weight to not go off the mountain and rather like push him to the side or something.
So you're gonna push him. He's falling backward, and you're just gonna push him.
Yeah. No, like I'm gonna push him to the side. I'm gonna like try to like push him away from the edge, but like I'm not gonna like reach out and try to pull him. Like I'm gonna try to like kind of use his momentum to try to push him away from the edge, I guess, is the best way to describe it. So
his momentum is going backwards away from the mountain. So his momentum is going backwards. So you're either going to push him to the side backwards, or you're going to pull him towards you and backwards if you're using his momentum. Otherwise, you're trying to fight against his momentum. Unless there's something I'm missing.
Still climbing up the mountain going like, oh shit, he's coming down.
Yes. You are right under him. So, you're... All right. So how are you doing it, Valorous? I mean, you could grab him and bite him, and that would automatically grapple him.
I think I'm just gonna try to like grapple. I'm just gonna try to like dive at his feet and hold his feet like as tight as I can.
You're also holding yourself on the mountain.
So I was.
So you guys are like climbing. You guys are like mountain climbing right now.
Oh, okay. I thought we were like on a ledge for some reason.
No. I mean, little ledge that can barely, you don't have a whole lot of hold on, but enough for Ren to get some leverage to pull a grate out and then continue his momentum backward.
So with that, I am going to reactive shift into my mountain goat form. I can jump like 45 feet out and 15 feet up. So combining those, I'm going to jump over him and land, catching myself with my climb speed on the side of the mountain in his path, so I can try to catch him.
Okay. Give me an athletics check to catch him, or an attack roll. Either one.
17 athletics, 19 to hit.
That's good enough. You managed to grab him.
Ren didn't need your help, but Ren thanks you regardless, slave. I mean friend.
You should just drop him at this point.
I didn't expect to hear that from you, Valorous, as you are meek and cowardly.
And you, Ren, are ungrateful for those who risk their lives to save yourself.
Did you not hear me say thank you? It's not a thing Ren says easily.
Clearly.
Much like the eagle, Ren does not give thanks.
That one actually makes sense.
He simply flies on to the opportunity.
As this has all happened, Kesper is finally caught up with the rest of the group. And you guys are able to get into the vent if you want.
Yep.
Kesper says, which one of you guys shit yourselves? It stinks up here.
Ignore the smell. Moving on.
All right. So, you guys go into the vent, but as you go down, so the vent, the moment that you get in, it's so steep that you can't help but slide down. And it's like the metal is because of the breeze with which also strengthens as you go down into the mountain. It's chaotic and it's hard to catch your breath. And so everybody give me a Constitution saving throw.
16.
11.
No, I'm gonna use an action point to re-roll that.
I don't have any vomit left. I cannot get any sicker.
What did you say, Vesper? Or Valeris? Valrus?
Natural 1.
Seriously?
Yep, I re-rolled.
And you rolled an action point?
Yeah, I re-rolled a 4 to use the action point. I got a 1.
Well, you can choose which one. You don't have to choose the new roll with an action.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a critical fail, but it's definitely a fail.
Yeah. So I'll.
All right. So Valrus, and then what? Kesper, what was yours?
11.
All right, and then Rend.
A 4.
Okay. So everybody failed but Thelonious. So everybody takes 1 level of exhaustion as their breath leaves them because of the air elemental that is swirling this air violently around. And then also everybody takes 7 damage. It's non-typed just because of the pain of it. So Kurt, you take half of that, so you take 3 damage.
Why does he take half?
Because he
'Cause he
saved.
passed. Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
What, 4 saves?
And then also you guys get to the end of the grate after falling for what seems like almost a full minute. You punch through the other side of the grate and then sustain a bit of falling damage. So you guys can do a dexterity save to try and have that.
Dexterity save. Is this so disadvantage because of exhaustion, right?
No, it's just ability checks, not saves.
Oh.
19.
2.
Valrus?
Save. We got 15.
All right. And then okay. So Rend and Kesper, both of you guys still have action points, I believe, if you wanted to use them.
Is that a hit?
No, I don't think so. Maybe I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to mine as well. Something else is gonna happen, I'm sure.
All right. Well, actually, Kesper,
This
you
might
may
be-
be close to dead, aren't you?
Yeah, I know. I'm on 5 hit points, so help, save me, somebody. We splat.
Kesper, use an action point.
Okay. That was a nat 1. So have we got another one?
Yeah, you have one more.
Okay. 5.
Jesus Christ. All right. Anybody that rolled above a 12 only takes 2 hit points of damage. 2 damage. Everyone else takes 5 damage.
Kespa's dead.
Well, he's at 0. He's exactly at 0. So you're not dead, but give me a death saving throw.
3. Yes, I'm dead.
All right. We're going to do all 3 of your death saves right now. So give me another
Okay.
one.
10.
Does anyone have a healing kit? Our friend is dying.
10 to
How much
pass.
damage did I take?
All right. 10 is a pass.
Okay.
So do another one.
7.
That's a fail. Now do another one.
Casper, don't give up
12.
on this. What would your mother
All
say?
right, that's a success. Now do another one.
Here we go. This is the last one. Oh my god. 7. We should have done the guards.
All right. So you guys fall down the chute. Unfortunately, in the kerfluffle of it all, Rend lands with his foot in Kesper's neck.
Whoops.
Casper's mother definitely is not going to be cool with this.
Good job, Rend. You killed Kesper.
Well, at least that orc won't have to go with him anymore.
You're supposed to run the enemies, not our teammates.
'Twas an accident. Now, how much damage did Ren take? He wasn't paying attention.
5.
5 damage.
How much XP does Ren get?
So Kesper, because you are a necromancer, you can give the team limited help from beyond the grave.
Oh, cool.
But would he want to?
Yeah, I look at my corpse, which has been stomped on.
So here, I'm
Like-
gonna send you a quick message to tell you what you can do.
All right.
And then we're about to wrap up with the final encounter.
I'm gonna. Can I take a break real quick? Just go get something.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a 2-minute break.
Okay.
Some quite unlucky rolls.
All right, Brennan, you got it?
Hold on a second. I think. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Cool.
Your spirits is still helping. Maybe not Rend, but
Yeah.
What about Rend?
just that Kesper's spirit probably doesn't like you much.
'Twas an accident. Kesper should keep that in mind when he comes back from the grave.
Comes back. No way. I'm dead. Dead's dead.
When his spirit returns from the beyond, he should remember 'twas an accident.
Yeah, he doesn't weigh so much. We could take his body with us and have the king revive him.
Actually, what Ren does is like He pokes his body and he's like, "It's just a flesh wound. Get up." As his neck is like crushed.
All right. And so as you guys are standing there recovering, you see the captain of the watch approach wearing heavy plate armor with a helm emblazoned with the colors of Sire and what seemed to be steel wings raising from the helm. Oh, wait, Dustin's not even back. I'm going through this.
So, standing over the dead body of our friend, I'm going to use a free action and an action point to roll 2 hit dice to get hit points back.
Okay.
That's pretty good. 11. Oh, that takes me back to full.
And then, Rend, you have one more action point left, correct?
Yeah.
All right. And then I think Thelonious, you still have one more left.
Yep.
Okay. So, Rend, depending on how badly hurt you are, you could potentially use an action point to roll some hit dice and heal a bit.
Yeah, sure. What do I roll? A d12?
2d12 plus your Constitution.
Oh, that one's 10 plus 2, so that's 12. That one's 2. So 14 total?
So you're probably back at full?
Yeah.
All right. And then, Valrus, how are you on hit points?
I have. I could use some. Are we doing short rests?
No, you don't have time. The captain of the watch has just approached and seen you guys.
No.
So you could
I have 7.
We're just taking deep breaths.
You have 7 hit points left? Okay.
But you could
Yeah.
set a fighter to get some back.
What's that?
If he's a fighter, he could second wind to get some back.
Yeah, I have second wind.
All right, so you can use that now before the battle actually starts if you wanted.
All right, I'm going to use my second wind. 1d10 plus 3. Oh, man. No, that's going to be 5.
Okay. So, as I said, the captain of the watch has just appeared. He's a massive humanoid. You can't tell what race he is, but he is wearing straight up plate armor with an ornamental helm that is emblazoned with the colors of Sire and what appear to be ornamental wings flared out from the helm. He sees you and, without a word, pulls from his hilt a massive greatsword and charges. And so now we're doing initiative.
As the wise one says, valor can strike down the specter of fear. 22.
15.
21, sorry.
8.
All right. So we're going Thelonious, the knight, Rend, and Valrus. All right. Thelonious, you're up. Knight is on deck. Rend, you're in the hole.
How far away is this guy?
He is closing the distance, but he's about 20 feet away.
Okay. So
And this is like the setup is that you guys are kind of in a round type room. There is a large pillar in the center of the room. And the room is probably about we'll say 50-foot diameter. And the massive pillar in the center of the room is probably like a 10-foot diameter.
Okay, how high is the ceiling?
It is a 20-foot ceiling, so it's rather large.
So I'm gonna run up to him. In light of that, bonus action, I'm going to shift. Then I'm gonna run up to him and swing at him with my staff. The 19,
That hits.
and that is 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
That's all I'm doing this round.
All right. The knight is up next, and since you are right in his face, he is unloading his greatsword attacks upon you. First attack, natural 20.
Can I cancel that?
Not that one,
Okay.
but you can potentially work on the confirm. The confirm is going to miss though. So it's a hit that does max damage. So you take 15 slashing damage. And then he launches his second attack at you. Which actually what he's gonna do is he's going to knock you prone instead. So he's gonna do a shove. So give me athletics or acrobatics check.
Acrobatics, 21.
All right, so you're able to resist his shove. So he slices you with the sword and then tries to kick you, but you roll into the kick and are able to avoid getting knocked back.
I am a cliff walker, you fool. You think you can knock me down?
Rend, you're up, and Valrus on deck, Polonius in the hole.
Can I use my action point to rage and shift on the same turn?
You've already used your action points.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I only used one.
You've used one earlier to re-roll a check. I forgot which one. And then you used another one to restore hit dice.
Well, that was an action point? I thought we were just restoring hit dice. Oh.
No.
All right, that's
you want to take that back?
Well, I restored, I think I was at 18. No, it was lower than that. I was at,
That was you restored.
I restored
14.
12 total. So I'd be like almost half health. Shit.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, okay, I won't do it. I'll just shift. I use my bonus action to shift. No.
Okay.
Yes. So I get my 5 temporary hit points, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll shift, and then I'll reckless attack this dude.
Okay.
Motherfucker, my rolls are so bad. I only got a 12.
All right. That misses. Valrus, you're up. Polonius on deck. The knight is in the hole.
All right. I'm gonna pull out my long sword, and I'm gonna attack. And it does
What?
Does a 16 hit?
No.
I help him. Roll a
All right.
d4.
You roll the d4.
I do. Okay.
Yes.
It's a 4.
All right. So you add 4 to that. What is it now? A 20?
20.
That hits. So you suddenly
All right.
get a whisper in your ear. Creepy little whisper. But it infuses your swing with more power.
You hear Kesper say, "Yeah, get him."
And all right. So I'm gonna spend a hit die, or a superiority die.
Okay.
So let me do
Which
one
maneuver
there.
are you using?
D8.
No, which maneuver?
I'm gonna use Clean Shadow Strike. So it's gonna do 3 plus 10 damage. And you have to make a dex save.
Eight.
You do not make it. So you're
Alright.
blind.
So blinded until it uses an action or bonus action to clear its eyes and remove the condition. Okay.
So and
All right.
I'm gonna use my bonus action, try to disarm it.
Okay. So give me your attack roll. And he'll do his athletics.
It's gonna be an 8.
Yeah, you're unable to get him. He rolled a 14.
Eh. All right.
All right. Thelanis, you are up and you have advantage on your attacks. Knight is on deck. Rend, you're in the hole.
Okay. I swing with my staff first. 19.
Hits.
7 damage, and I'm spending a Kai point to flurry of blows. First one's a 21. The second one
Hits.
is 18.
Both hit.
6 pummeling damage, and then another 6 pummeling damage. And then moving it 60 feet because of my drunken technique, I scurry up the pillar, looking down at
Nice. All right. So the knight is up. He is going to use his bonus action to remove his helm and throw it to the ground, clearing his sight. And then he's going to look to Valrys for one swing. 18. Valrys.
18 hits.
All right.
It's weird being called by another character's name.
Yeah, it's weird calling you guys other characters' names. All right, so you take 7 damage, and then he's bringing his other swing against Rend.
Good luck.
11.
11. Measly 11 would never hit Rend.
Actually, he has advantage against you because you attacked recklessly,
He does. But a measly 11 would never hit Rend.
and he rolled worse on his second roll, so you lucked out.
Luck was never a part of the equation.
And then you hear the night whistle. Rend, you're up. Valrys on deck. Thelonious in the hole.
Alright. I use my bonus action to go into rage.
Okay.
Swing. Recklessly again. First one is a 15. And the second one is lower than that.
Kesper, are you gonna help out with that one?
Yeah, I will.
All right.
All right, roll a
your D4.
roll a d4. 3.
That is exactly what you needed for Ren to be able to do it.
So does Ren's like axe just like magically change directions while he
I don't know, Kesper. Is that what your guiding hand is doing, or is it maybe
Yeah, and-
pushing Ren in just the right time to get him to move forward a little bit?
Yeah, we'll say that one. But then he has like this mental imprint of Vesper like flipping him off in his mind.
All right, roll your damage.
Oh. I get a D12. Wait, what the hell?
What the hell?
Why am I weird? It's not adding my rage damage, but anyway,
Just add 2 to your damage.
yeah. It was working before. Did you change something?
It wasn't actually. It was adding double your rage damage.
But now it doesn't add any.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
I was trying to fix it, but it wasn't working. So I just figured it's easy just to remember to add 2.
Yeah. Okay. Then I got 10 damage.
All right. Valrus, you're up. Thelonious on deck. The knight is in the hole.
All right. Valrus is going to. I'm going to go in with a two-handed swing with my longsword again.
Okay.
And it's a 17.
It's a miss.
Man. All right. As a bonus action, I'm going to shift.
You're already shifted.
I was shifted before for a minute.
I thought you shifted right at the beginning.
I didn't.
I did.
Think
Oh, okay.
Ano did. Somebody else did, but I didn't. So I'm shifting now.
Okay.
So, and then I'm going to back off a bit. So I'm going to go back like 5 feet.
So that's going to draw an attack of opportunity.
Then I won't go back 5 feet.
All right.
I'll just stay as is.
Thelonious, you're up. Knight is on deck. Rend is in the hole.
So, since I've climbed up this pillar and all, if I try to just jump down and knock him prone, can I get advantage on that? I'm doing like a belly flop on top of him.
I'll allow it.
That is it's decent. The natural 19. 21.
All right, it succeeds. So you knock him prone, and you land on him. How high were you?
I would have gone up the whole 20 feet.
All right, so you have resistance to falling damage,
Yep.
So you're both going to take damage from that. Are you okay with that?
Yep.
All right. So he's going to take 2d6. You can roll that, and I'll roll the d6 that you take.
6. He takes 9.
All right, you take 5. All right. So he is prone and pinned under you, and just as you land on him, everybody hears a low growl and a deafening bark as a large wolf enters the room at his whistle, and assessing the situation, immediately attacks Polonius. So the wolf is going to. So the ally isn't incapacitated, so he'll technically get an advantage on you.
I'm prone, so I'll get advantage.
And you are prone, so he's already got advantage. So he's gonna latch on, but he's not. He's gonna do so to pull you off of him. So it's not gonna do any damage, but he's gonna like grapple you and move. Damn it. So you can make a athletics or acrobatics check.
Acrobatics.
All right. All right. So you're able to avoid getting grappled in this thing's jaws. So you've kind of grappled the knight. So the knight is going to use his action to try and get you off of him. So he's going to use athletics against your acrobatics.
18.
I got 18 as well. So now it's a roll off. Roll again. 11.
14.
All right, so he's unable to get out from under you with his first attempt, so he's going to use his second attempt with his second attack. 20.
Natural 20. 24.
So he's pinned under you pretty firmly, so he can't move. Rend and Valrus, you guys are up, but if you swing at the knight because Thelonious is on top of him, you're more likely to hit Thelonious than you are the knight. The knight is going to be considered to have cover.
Okay. Then, is it my turn?
Yes, Rend, you're up. There's a wolf that has entered the fray.
I would attack this wolf.
I would say,
Okay.
by the way, as he dove, I just realized this, but as he jumped from the pillar, there would have been a goat like,
Love it.
All right.
All right.
I swing my great axe at this wolf recklessly because that was a terrible roll. Yay! Finally a good roll. 23.
That's a hit.
Let's roll that D12. 13 slashing damage. But then I'm going to use my bonus action to make an unarmed strike with my claws from shifting.
Okay.
12.
Did you roll it twice? Because all your attacks are rolled with advantage.
Is it all?
Yeah.
It says advantage on melee attack rolls using strength. And this would use dexterity.
Okay.
So 12.
So that's a near miss, and the
Alright.
wolf is clearly mortally wounded. It's not going to survive very long.
Oh,
You dug into its flank pretty bad.
Rend pictures Kesper in his mind again. I'm giving you a roll. Hang on.
all right.
Oh, 4 plus 4 onto his 12, so it's 16.
Yeah, that hits.
So my
Yeah.
claw misses, but it comes around for just like out of my control. Ah!
And then instead of seeing a wolf being attacked, you imagine an eagle being attacked.
No!
All right, so you kill the wolf.
Much
Valrus,
like
you're
the eagle kills the wolf. So does Rend.
so Valrus, you're up now.
All right. Still gonna go the two-handed swing with the long sword
Okay.
guy. Here we go. We got getting a little bit better. We got 18.
That is a miss for the knight because of his cover. Does an 18 hit Thelonious?
Thelonious, yes.
Thelonious?
Not many.
Oh,
does.
you were on top of him, weren't you? Oh
Yeah, I was
man.
So you accidentally strike Thelonious.
And I'll do I guess Thelonious takes 4 damage.
You have to do an apology saving throw now for hitting him.
Oh my gosh, my first friend, and I hit him with my sword. Oh man, this is this is the worst. I'm so sorry, Thelonious. Oh, please don't hate me. Oh man. Oh.
How could you possibly forget that I am here? I'm huge.
I just imagine Thelonious is just like sitting like on top of him, just like he's just like laying down, like resting on top of this dude. All right, Thelonious, you're up.
I'm going to use my last Kai point to flurry of blows, unarmed strike 3 times, basically. I have 13, which is a miss, an 18, and a 22.
Both of those hit.
First one is a 5 points of damage, and then 3 points of damage. Then I'm going to use half my movement to get up and climb back up the pillar using my drunken technique. It's
All
automatic
right,
engaged.
you do that from atop a corpse.
Oh, well, I was going to jump down again. Possibly killing myself jumping down.
All right, so you guys have beaten the knight. So you guys succeed in your mission. So I'm going to go through a bit of the prologue, give you guys a couple of choices, and then go through another bit of the prologue.
Epilogue, you mean?
Epilogue, yes. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, so with the captain of the watch defeated, you managed to secure from his body a map of the rest of the area, which also includes intel on where guards are stationed and their normal movement, which indicates that this watch captain was probably fairly new, as these are his own personal notes that he was taken to familiarize himself with the area. So luck has smiled on you for that. You guys are able to get into the lower area where the maximum security prisoners are being kept. After getting the jump on the few guards that are there, you are able to dispatch them rather quickly, and you see beneath your feet many, about a dozen prisoners that are jumping, leaping from joy from the see-through floor of this wall of force. Although you can't hear them because of their magical silence. And so you're able to work out the mechanisms to move the cells in order to access the one that you're looking for. And then when you find him, he is clearly been beaten and tortured. What is that? So he's been beaten and tortured viciously. And he says, "Wait, who are you?"
They've come from Breland to set you free. They have a magical teleportation stone, although we probably left it with the halflings. But we have to get the halfling's body anyway. It will send you back to the king.
Yes, I must leave immediately. We have no time. Where is the device? What?
So we'll take it back to where the halfling is.
All right.
You must take Kesper with you and have the king have him raised from the dead. For he died bravely, trying to free you.
Yes, sure. That's fine. But we have to go now.
Will only take you, I'm afraid. Only one person will travel with this crystal. You must break it. And you will be back in Breland. We will find our own way out.
All right. Good luck to you guys. Thank you so much. Breland.
Mind, but won't bring happiness to your heart. Fear not for the future, and weep not for the past. We will meet again.
I certainly hope so, but there's no time. I must go now. Otherwise, disaster is going to strike if I don't set the controls.
Tell the king he owes me freedom.
All right, I'll do that. Any other messages? I must go.
No, you must go.
All right, so then he finds the crystal, snaps it, and then he teleports out.
Wait, tell him that Kesper did nothing.
Tell him he owes Kesper and Ivork.
So as he teleports away, and as you guys are sitting in the prison, beginning to plan your escape and what you're going to do, suddenly you hear a loud boom, and then there's a rumbling. And it doesn't stop. In fact, it intensifies as an earthquake. And you see the stone foundation of the floor, and well, not the floor because it's wall of force, but you see the walls begin to crack, the ceiling begins to crack and crumble, and within these cracks you see a strange light, a green glow that begins to emit from it, and a strange viscous fluid begins to flow forth as if it's lava, but not like any lava that you've ever seen. And with it, a gray mist begins to coalesce.
As the wise one once said, I have a bad feeling about this.
Guys, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here fast. Can we run out? So where are our options to run?
So you guys remember the way that you came in, and you can run there, and you also have the map of the head of the watch, and so you can also use that to help guide your way out. And so as you run out, you see the various Syrian soldiers, and they are freaking out to the point where they don't even pay you any mind. They are themselves trying to evacuate the mountain. Eventually, you reach the exit, and as you reach the exit, you see that a lake of viscous congealed energy has begun to form almost like a moat around the mountain. And you can see the mountain beginning to crumble. You see several of the soldiers try to cross the path of this liquid, and the moment they do, they react strangely to it. Some of them seem to melt like as if their flesh becomes viscous ooze. Another person touches it, and he crystallizes, and the crystal grows up his leg, and he screams in terror as it continues to envelop his entire body. After these several soldiers attempt to cross it, no others try to make that attempt, and it closes in. And then in the distance, you see a large flash of light, and a sudden burst of energy ripples through the air from it and disintegrates everything in its path, leaving only a gray mist.
Fuck you. You killed it already.
Oh.
So, somewhat Rogue One-like.
But Casper survived.
I couldn't tell.
Minus the hugging. None of us hugged each other. We didn't give a fuck. At least Ren.
As the wise one said, sometimes you survive by dying.
Is even Casper's soul disintegrated?
Nobody knows how the Mornland works. So, who's to say?
So maybe we all survived?
You could have all survived, although probably
It could all be like mutants.
irrevocably
That will
changed.
eventually wind up attacking McCormick's Folly.
Well, that's 3 less shifters to worry about.
He's taking out his little silver flame emblem.
Just one of the mutants is just gonna be like, Red.
Casper is actually Petrie in disguise.
Petrie's
So, what did you guys think?
It was fun. Yeah, it was a fun one.
Yeah, I couldn't really plan too much ahead because I had no idea what you guys were going to be able to bring to the table since you were all making random characters. At the door, the sensor, I was kind of trying to hint that maybe you guys could climb up and grab it, and having it in your possession might help in some way. But you guys decided you'd rather go into the vents, which was fine. I had planned for both to some degree, but yeah, I kind of knew that it was going to end in disaster. Right. Anyways, you guys had fun with it?
Yep.
Yeah, that was good. Thanks for keeping me around for the last fight as well.
Oh, yeah. I didn't want you to just not be there, and you being a necromancer, I saw no reason not to be able to allow you power from beyond.
Yeah, that was helpful. Thanks for that.
So what's everyone's schedules next week?
Same
That's a
time.
good
I'm
question.
good.
Yeah, I'm good for next week.
Yeah, I can do-
20 seconds. Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I'll
What did
be good for
everybody
next
think
week.
about? I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said I'll also be good for next week.
All right. Ano?
Next week.
Yep.
21st. I should be good.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, 21st, you're right.
All right. So, what did everybody think about the random character generator?
That was good. I might use it, actually. It was pretty smart. It was good.
I mean, it was fun. I can imagine getting a character I enjoyed less. I got lucky in that I had some time to think about it. Like if we really had rolled it up like right as we started, I wouldn't have had as clear an image in my head of who he was.
Yeah.
So it might have been a little less fun to play him in that case. I certainly wouldn't have had a list of wise sayings pre-prepared. All of which, by the way, I just stole from Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I just looked up a list of the opening,
Oh, nice.
whatever they were, the opening fortune cookie sayings that they have for each
Nice.
episode of
Oh, that's what all that was?
that.
That's why it sounded so good. I was like, man, that sounds really good. How's he coming up with this off the top of his head? And I'm saying,
I just downloaded I pulled up a website that has a list of them from the first 5 seasons.
yeah, that's a good idea. Rather than just spewing out bullshit like me.
Well, actually, I mean, I thought you really picked it up. Like that eagle thing was hilarious, and it was just a
Yeah, that's
random thing from the front of the game.
Yeah.
A barbarian who worshipped the eagle, so his totem was the aspect of the eagle.
Yeah.
If you didn't didn't catch that from all his talk.
Yeah, I thought each of you guys, despite these guys being pretty random, you each gave them pretty interesting little idiosyncrasies that I thought were really cool.
I
Yeah.
really like this.
And of
Do you know what I'm
course,
shitty with? We didn't get to bring that half orc. God damn it!
Okay. Yeah, I have to say 2 things. I really like Kurt's sayings. I liked actually 3 things. I liked how nerdy Dustin's character was and excited.
Yeah.
And I really liked I love how Petrie not Petrie. I love how Brendan in general just tries to fuck with Mike as much as possible. You are such an asshole to Mike. It's so funny. You just try to fuck with him as much as you can.
I was like, please, let's bring another Seamus. This will be so good.
I did not want that to work. I wasn't gonna say no. I wasn't gonna say no. I let the dice decide. And
It was
unfortunately,
really
the
funny.
dice were not on my side. But
yes.
Thelonious helped out.
That's so funny. And I also liked how he was an edgelord, but you fucking with Mike is the best.
Yeah, it's so good. It is so good.
It's the best, dude. I miss you when you're not here to fuck with Mike.
You're just still
That's
salty
great.
about the Sentinel feat.
Yeah, but that's not.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I am salty about that, but that's not why.
But yeah, I kind of thought about that too. Like, thinking about, all right, if you actually just sit down and make these characters before the game, if you needed to pick spells or other options, I was just like, that's gonna take super long.
Yeah,
I
just
just lucky with that because everything. I mean, other than not knowing what a shifter's abilities were, like everything was pretty easy to find. There wasn't a whole lot to pick, like a couple of skills, and that was it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, that was easy enough. That was good.
Is this something that you guys are gonna want to do again?
Yeah, I like the one.
Actually,
It's like good.
I'm gonna miss Thelonious. I like Thelonious as a character.
I'm gonna miss playing Brett.
And I kind of like Valrus. I like that it's in Dice Cloud, so now I can use it.
Yeah.
I just have it available. I like the idea of the quintessential nomad, but he's the Ned because he's just really annoying to be around, rather than like being like brooding or just hating society.
Well, I do
Yeah,
like
that's great.
the fact that he's like the nerdy, awkward fighter, not the nerdy, awkward mage, which is what you normally see.
Well, there's no guarantee that your characters are dead. So we could return to the Mornland and see how you guys managed to survive that.
I've been there once. I don't want to go back.
Yes, you guys have not experienced it before, but I did. I had a campaign that Dustin was a part of where they actually went into the Mornland.
We were stuck in the Moorland for like 2 months. It just couldn't get
Wow.
out. It was awful.
There was
And
a
we-
lot of undulation.
Yeah.
You should look up like Gamma World and just like come up with like a list of mutations.
Yeah, that would be good.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys could have like mutations instead of boons.
Wow.
I'm not gonna say no to the
And then,
Moorland. I'm gonna let you know if you haven't been inside that it gets annoying after a while, and you just kind of wanna be able to sleep and get your health back.
Okay.
You know they make a beer after Thelonious Monk.
yeah, I know.
Okay.
I work in a couple hours.
All right.
Talk to
Yeah.
you.
Take care, everyone. Thanks for playing.
Oh, also, you have to hang around Elmorn to talk stuff. I thought you might have forgotten.
Oh yeah, I was about to forget. Didn't you want to talk about Petrie as well?
No. He's
Okay.
good. Maybe you can, I'm considering maybe turning him into a warlock, but then I was like, nah, he's cool as a cleric.
Turning him
Okay.
into a what?
A warlock.
Oh.
But then he'd lose his armor and he wouldn't be as cool. So Petrie's good the way he is. I like him. Cool. All right, I'll leave you guys to it. Bye.
All right, take care.
Okay.
Let me
So
hold on. Let me stop the broadcast.